Pragmata Made Me Cry. I did not expect that one in this game at all. First of all, the story is going to be at the end, so I can spoil as much as I want. You can look at the chapters below to see exactly where the spoilers begin, but also don't worry, I'm going to say it out loud so you can also hear that. So what the hell even is Pragmata? I'll just let Diana explain that.
Just, what are you?
I am DI-03367, a state-of-the-art pragmata created here at the Cradle.
In this game, you will journey with Diana, an android girl, as you both are unaware of what is happening around the lunar base. You will also unravel the mystery that's going on up there in quite a good pace, if I do say so myself, totaling about 10 hours for your first playthrough. And yes, I said first playthrough because you can play New Game Plus right after you finish the first run, as well as doing another mode that is called Unknown Signal that will actually give you some more challenges and some more things to do and collect. Gameplay involves hacking and shooting with a variety of guns and hacking nodes, as they call them. This allows you to be able to try different builds in different runs, different playthroughs, because guns and nodes, some of them fare better against certain mobs, certain bosses, so you have time to combo whatever you want and create your own build, basically, for the playthrough you're playing. As you kill enemies, you will obviously get material, you get some things you can upgrade your tools to make your progression throughout the story much more smoother. This does mean that the in-between early game and late game, there's like a gap in there where enemies become a little bit too much spongy in my opinion. The vast majority of the enjoyment, at least for me, came from story moments like this one.
Hey,
I am DI-03367, a state-of-the-art pragmata
hang on a second. Don't you have a name or something?
I said I am DI-0...
Okay. Look, how about we call you Diana?
Diana?
Yeah, from now on you can be Diana. How's that fit?
Diana...
I'm Hugh. I don't do babysitting, but I'm gonna need your help, and
Hugh. Diana.
Yeah.
Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana. Hugh. Diana.
Diana?
Diana.
It's quite clear right as you start playing that Hugh is going to like Diana a lot. Right when you get to the shelter, which is basically like your hub for the game, you will see Hugh staring at Diana constantly, no matter where she's at in relation to him, which is quite adorable. There's a small nitpick I have to say, hey, I noticed this. The little pedals on Hugh's spacesuits, did they come like pre-installed for future Android hacking kids or something? But in all seriousness, I didn't really mind that much. They can print spaceships and huge towers, so I'm sure they can print like a bunch of holding places and pedals for her to stand on. It's fine. Also, it's a game, so you know, it is what it is. It just jumped to my head. I had to mention it. Oh, and I gotta say, the motion capture for Diana really looks like a kid. I kind of wonder who did that. Like, was it a child or was it just a voice actress, like an adult actor? In any case, it doesn't really matter that much. Let's go talk about the gameplay because there's quite a bit to talk about. So like I said, at the start you will be gunning and hacking your way to the end of the story. And if you like it or not, it doesn't really matter. You're gonna have to hack your way to progress the game, so you better get comfortable with the minigame, because there's a decent amount of things to get comfortable with. To make it pretty simple, there's multiple types of node you have to know. You have your primary, you have effect, and you have your exe one. Basically, your exe is just your go button. Whatever sequence you did before it will start once you touch it. It's that simple. Primary ones are the ones that actually open the enemies and allow you to deal normal damage to them, because if you don't, they have like a 99% damage block or something like that, so you don't really do any damage to them. And then finally the effect nodes, pretty much just like what it sounds, it gives you some sort of an effect. It could be like posture damage, and it could be stuns. There's a bunch of effects. It could be just, it is what it is. I know it's much easier to explain than to actually execute on it, so give it time. It's gonna take some time, but you can get used to it, no problem. Now for the gunning part, it's much simpler. You just aim at your enemies and shoot. If you aim at the weak point, even better. If you don't, it is what it is. Just don't forget you can also use your dodges to actually avoid the damage. And I'm not sure if the dodge actually has iframes when you dodge, because sometimes I did get hit and sometimes I didn't. It might also be my fault for not dodging in time, but again, it's not the main course here, so I don't really care either way. Now Diana isn't just your mobile lock-picking tool. She doesn't just open up the robots. She also helps you learn how to play the game and how to play against enemies. She lets you know about enemy patterns. For example, there's this big dude that actually loves stomping on the ground around you and deals damage to you. So when he gets close to you and he's about to stomp you, you can hear Diana screaming,
Jump you!
kind of reminds me of Elizabeth from Bioshock. She's not useless, she's actually very useful throughout the whole game. And even when you die to whatever enemy, she will even throw in a tip about how to avoid dying in the same way again, which is kind of cool. But this can be slightly annoying when you die to some bullshit reason to an enemy you already killed like a million times, because you're like, yeah, I know how to fight him. You don't need to say, oh yeah, you need to keep away. I know what to do. Just, I messed up, it's fine. I also played the demo quite a few times, so when I started playing the full game, I was kind of looking to see where the demo is actually placed in the game. And I'm happy to report that it's kind of not in the game. I mean, the zone is the same, but all the puzzles, the enemies around the zone are placed differently. There's blockages and openings in different places. So you still are discovering a new environment, even if you play the demo. But the final boss is going to be kind of the same. It's super easy, doesn't change much. If you played the demo a bunch of times like me, it's going to be a breathe. Finding loot in every game is very enjoyable. So when you find there's actually fake walls with loot behind them in this game, you might be a little bit scared, but again, don't worry, Diana once again has your back. When you press C, you can scan the environment for objectives, and this will actually allow you to see through walls the relative location of whatever object you're looking for. And from then, it's kind of your job to find out how you can get to those different places. After you've gotten a bunch of loot, you might want to, well, upgrade Hugh and Diana, and you do that at the shelter. The place where you need to kind of suspend your belief to truly believe it's safe, but again, it's a game. In the shelter, you will upgrade things like your primary weapon, which basically has infinite ammo as long as you give it some time to charge over time, as well as you can upgrade Diana's skills so she can do more damage. Also, you can upgrade Hugh's health so you can take more damage. You can also upgrade your other weapon, which has a finite amount of ammo, and once this ammo runs out, then boof, the weapon is basically destroyed and you can't use it anymore. Now, all of these upgrades are going to be tied to the story, so as you fight a new main story boss, you will unlock a few more upgrades. So let's say you were at upgrade level 5, right? That's your max that you can have at the moment. Once you finish the first boss, you can upgrade to like level 10. So you have like your ceiling is now 10 upgrades in total. And when you go for the next boss, it's going to be 15. Not exactly the numbers, but you get the point. This, however, have a slight problem. Like I mentioned at the start, in between the very early game and the late game, you're going to be kind of stuck in the limbo. It's a place where you already maxed all of your upgrades and you're capped by fighting the main bosses. And at that point, enemies become like SpongeBob SquarePants. The mechanic don't change, but you just have to spend more time on every encounter. So instead of spending like 5 minutes on a boss, you're going to be spending 10 minutes on a boss with the same mechanics. So there was no real engagement there. It kind of felt like you're more lengthening the game. And to me, it kind of ruined the whole flow of the early game's combat. Now, luckily, when you get to the later on, like to the ending of the game and then to the New Game Plus, it becomes much smoother and you come back to the same flow of the early combat. So it was kind of saved for me later on. To me, this sponginess kind of peaked at the Scorpion boss fight. And I just had to scratch him off slowly and kill him eventually. Now, when I came in on New Game Plus, I don't think he even had time to do one mechanic. I killed him before he even had time to do any mechanic. So that's how much easier New Game Plus is. And in general, New Game Plus is going to be super easy. So you can just breathe through it. So if you really want to, you can just skip all the cutscenes when you first play the game, and then just play the game on New Game Plus and watch all the cutscenes, so you can play this like kind of smooth, uninterrupted, with no difficulty spikes for certain bosses and things like that. If you do not like muscle memorying your fights, so you know your hand knows what to do before your brain or your eyes see the thing, then you might not like this one, because you have to stay focused on the hacking, right? So in order to do the hacking, your brain, or basically your hands, have to automatically dodge moves from the boss. You can't really look at the boss. You're too busy looking at the hacking window. So you some of the enemies, well, not the enemies, more like the bosses, like the big bosses, those you're gonna have to kind of know what they do, because you have to spend time hacking. Because if you don't, then, well, you can't deal no much damage to them, and then you just have to scratch them slowly. Going back to the shelter, yes, we're not done with the shelter just yet. You can also complete challenges in order to unlock new outfits for Hugh and Diana. Some can be kind of funny alien looking, and some are just going to be like plain recolors. Those challenges can be things like parkour challenges or killing some enemies. Most of them are going to be time gated, with faster completion rewarding you with more items. And a small tip for me is going to be, you don't have to do all of the objectives in one run. You can do one thing that's going to be the time run, so you do it as fast as you can without collecting anything, and then you go back and do the same thing again, just this time you collect all the things and you don't care for the time. And when you do that, you basically completed and you got all the rewards from the challenge without really having to work too much for it. Now, the most important thing you can do in the shelter is interact with Diana. You can give her items that you find throughout the game, so she has something to do while you're in the hub. And I gotta say, sitting in the upgrade menu, just checking things like in the menus around the hub, while Diana is in the background, like talking to herself or looking at things, coloring with crayons, watching TV, swinging on the swing. It's kind of super adorable to hear this in the background, and it really helps to make like the character feel alive. She's not just there for you, she's kind of doing her own thing, and you're just kind of helping each other. And I find this to be really good. There are many cute moments you can see in the shelter, and I even found myself running around the levels to go collect items and then rushing back to the shelter just so I can see what cute moment will this adorable little fake child make me witness next. Oh, and you can play hide and seek with Diana, which is kind of cool. And it's very simple, but as you progress through the game and you collect more items and the hub is going to be more full of items, it's going to be easier for her to hide around the shelter. So it's going to elevate the game to become a little bit more difficult, because it's pretty easy. I did have like kind of problems with the shelter, kind of, not all of them are super related to the shelter, just a little bit. One, having to redo your loadout every time you leave the shelter is a freaking pain in the ass. It took me a really long time to notice that, hey, if you just press R, you can load your previous loadout, so you don't have to every time manually put the items you want to take with you at this time. Saves you so much freaking time. Then number two, every time you die, you get loaded into the shelter instead of the nearest checkpoint that you can around the level. Why? I don't understand that. Just spawn me in the nearest section, like nearest checkpoint. Why do I have to go back and then back in again to the level? Those are like two loading screens which I don't have to witness. Just one. Spawn me nearby and let's move on next. Number three really has to do the least amount with the shelter. You're just kind of with the shelter. It's finding ammo. You don't really find ammo, you find weapons. And once you run out, the weapons are destroyed. Which means it's very hard to keep your build going unless you keep going back to the shelter like every time you find a checkpoint to restock on your ammo. But what this does, it actually spawns the enemies back again. So you're kind of in a circle of wasting your ammo, going back to get more ammo, enemies respawn, you waste your ammo. It's basically like non-stop loop-de-loop. Oh, and check this huge mannequin for some reason. I don't know why this mannequin is so huge. The technical state of the game, perfect. I had I have one problem, but everything else was super smooth. I had a bug where a door didn't open. Well, it kind of did, but there was another door behind it. So I kind of couldn't progress. And even when I exited the area and came back to the level again, it didn't work. I had to exit the game, verify the game files, and then reinstall the file again. Now, it only happened on my New Game Plus, The first playthrough didn't happen, only on the New Game Plus it happened. Why? Don't know, but it happened. Verify game file, fixed it, and that's it. No FPS problems, no crashes, nothing else, no other bugs I saw in the game at all, zero. So far, Pragmata is my game of the year for the story alone. The gameplay is fine, but it's secondary to the amazing story. I did have fun shooting and hacking at the start, and then at the end of the game, with the middle being a bit of a SpongeBob simulator. The secrets are fun to find, especially with the scanning tool, but the crown always goes to the story. And here we move on to the heavy spoiler territory, so you have been warned. I love the game and I recommend this. Yeah, go play this now. Shoo. Go away, here comes my favorite part, the heavy spoilers. I cried at the ending. I don't have this on video, but believe me, I did cry. I thought Hugh was gone, only to later find there is another ending if you 100% the game, so yeah, I kind of cried for no reason. But honestly, this just kind of proves how much the story got to me, and we'll get to why in a little bit. First of all, why do I like the story so much? Well, it deals with a very important subject, especially to me, kids. I previously said on record many times that I don't like kids, and yeah, it's true, I really don't like them. However, as a human, like pretty much everyone else who probably watches this, I am biologically coded to want kids. And whenever a game like Pragmata, The Last of Us, Bioshock Infinite comes around, just like any other man on the planet who played this game, probably a lot of women too, I felt a very strong bond to those young characters, very often manifesting as the will to protect them. And I know for sure it's not just me, because just take a look around on every video, on every short, everything online. Everybody talks about this game, says the same thing. Oh my god, she's so cute, we need to protect her, I'm gonna kill everybody for her, all those kind of things. Everybody just talks about this so much. So I know it's not just me. Now, after we made this thing clear, we can actually start to talk about the story itself. You play as Hugh, an engineer sent to fix some random things on the moon base. However, when nobody meets his team on the landing pad, he begins to suspect something is wrong. And then the next 10 hours is gonna be you trying to figure out what's going on, like what's the mystery, and you might even find a way back home. Maybe. Now, like I said at the start, I'm gonna rip the band-aid right off. Hugh dies at the end. Kind of. If you just play the game and that's it, then yeah, he's pretty much dead. If you 100% the game, including the mode that is called Unknown Signal after you finish the story, you will find a mysterious mod that when you equip it, will actually show you an additional cutscene right as you end the game, where it is heavily implied, but it's not confirmed, that Hugh is still alive. The first story ending is where I cried. I was very close to crying multiple times throughout the game. Yeah, I know I cried, boohoo. But only the ending got to me. Because Hugh worked so hard to try to do what he did. He tried to show Diana Earth. They were talking constantly all throughout the game about the things he will teach and he will show her. But then she's left alone on some random island. It's sad. I'm gonna let you see the scene for yourself. I mean, tell me in the comment below if I'm the only one, or did you also feel the same thing? I'm sorry if I made you cry.
Can we go to Earth in that?
Yeah. Might just pull this off. Diana.
What, Hugh?
Thanks.
No problem. Is this how we're going to Earth?
A cargo shuttle. It is what it is. Tight fit, but that'll do.
What about you?
Explosions messed everything up. Full automation's not an option. Gotta push it to the end of the rail. Hang tight.
Hugh? Is everything all right?
Yeah.
a heavy bugger.
I want to help.
Stay put. It's too risky.
Let me hack it.
No need. Just gotta give it a bit of the old elbow grease.
You?
Time to bring it in.
You?
Bad news. This is where we say goodbye. Sorry, Squirt.
No, I want to stay with you.
It's okay. Gonna be okay. Go find this thing.
No, wait!
Have a safe journey, kiddo.
I'm sorry if I made you sad. Let's move on to the more happy stuff. Let's go see Diana and Hugh destroying robots, because why not?
Yeah, baby. We did it. This is how we say good job. You got this?
Baby! Accessing local control matrix. Initiate.
Diana! You all right?
I fell down again.
Hey, don't sweat it. Teammates look out for each other. And we're a team, right?
The nice thing about this duo is that both characters actually feel like they fit in the slot they have, as well as around each other. Hugh seems like just a random guy you pulled from the US, and Diana seems like some random child that knows nothing but also knows everything because she's like an AI robot thingy, so it feels strange at times. Hugh starts a little panicky and screamy, but he very quickly slides into the parent role, including lying to your child to not make them sad, which is a point I personally don't like and have trouble with, because kids are not stupid, especially the robotic ones. And Diana is pretty much just Diana, start to finish. I don't think I saw like much of a change in her. She didn't like want something, then change. There was no baby to adult story. It was kind of just a child learning what it means to be human. and having fun along the way with their parent. This becomes very apparent in the section when Diana gets hurt, and then Hugh sees all the memories she saved to her core, which pretty much seals the deal on any hesitation he had.
Come on, come on, come on. Diana. Are these your memories?
I was useless. I'm useless.
No. Diana, stop. Don't think like that. Think about what you want.
The ocean. I want to go with you.
Nice fight, kiddo.
Thank you.
I must say, not sure if you got a fix or an upgrade.
Did I do good?
Yeah, you did great.
I was just yelling, hug, 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 throughout the whole cutscene. And I don't know if you can hear this on tape. I don't know if I have this, but I was gasping when they finally hugged. I don't know what to tell you, dude. And I just connected to the story a lot. I really liked it. It is what it is. Leave me alone. Now, I can't be just glazing the game start to finish. We need to mention the bad sides too, because they do exist. There are some inconsistencies and over-dramatization. I can't say the word dramatization. Dramatizing. When they take drama and just make it whoop, way too much. That's what I mean. For example, when we meet 8, which is basically a newer version of Diana, there is a whole big deal about how it's sad to leave her because the door is closing, because the evil AI closed the door, blah 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 blah. First of all, the AI has gotten in our way and closed many doors since the beginning of the story, so what's the big deal this time? Second of all, we always found a way through a secondary route to the same place that was previously blocked. So what's the difference now? And then third of all, if it's even a phrase, I don't even know, we can just come back after defeating the main boss and then rescue 8. She's just an android. She's not gonna die of starvation or thirst. She can just wait a couple of hours, right? Now the big twist is that she's the big boss, right? But we don't know that at that point. We think that Edis is the main like bad guy at that point. So we, hey, go defeat him, open the door, and do whatever the fuck you want. But nope, we don't do that. Another small moment is gonna be right after Diana is fixed, or while you're fixing Diana, I guess technically, you fight a boss. Now it's only Hugh, so you're supposed to lose, meaning you can't really hack it, so you can't deal damage to it, but even if you dodge everything and you don't get hit, you slowly like lose to the boss anyway, and then it triggers the same cutscene no matter what, where you're rescued by Diana. It's not a big deal, but if there's no choice, don't like make me choose. If there's no fight, don't let me fight. Like I bait him on New Game Plus, and I expected a different cutscene. I killed him like with the thing that penetrates armor, like the what do you call this shit? I forgot the thing. The hammer thing. There's like a drill something that you get on New Game Plus, and when you defeat him, nothing. Same cutscene. Even if you kill him, like 0 HP, same thing. I kind of wanted something else, but again, every game does it, like Sekiro. Recently, what did I play? Black Desert did the same. Black Desert? Crimson Desert, I can speak. Crimson Desert did the same thing. You know, if you defeat the boss at the start, he's still gonna push you off the edge and kill you, the same shit, you know, it is what it is. I didn't overanalyze every single second of the story, but there were also other moments where I kind of chose to look away and ignore some small stupid inconsistencies in order to keep enjoying the story. And I can wholeheartedly say that I have zero regrets doing that. I truly had a blast with this game, and I can still catch myself sitting like in the shelter, just looking around the menus, checking things out, and then just listening to Diana having fun in the background, checking things out. It's a good feeling. I was just kind of missing like a rocking chair and a porch. I really recommend you 100% the game, really, even if it's just 5 words at the end that Cabin says over a blank screen. I really do recommend you do that. Now, after all of this, I still have a few questions. Number one, what did Diana mean by saying I'm ready at post-credit scenes? If you do know, please let me know. I'm really curious. And then question 2, why did Hugh not try to solve his problem before he was rushing off to the main boss instead of earlier? I know there was like kind of a rush thing to go for the, what do you call this? Like stopping the shuttle that was supposed to go to Earth with all the virus thingy. I thought what it's called, like dead filament. I know we have that, but shouldn't you like try something, think of something, like brainstorm something, ask the AI, which knows so many things about this, maybe she has like an answer. He kind of asks her in a roundabout way. If you play long enough, I don't think he mentions it in a cutscene. He kind of asks it like, hey, by the way, can you clear living things from the dead filament? And she's like, no, only robots, because to robots it only sticks to them. To humans it's going to remove the whole part. So let's say it took over your arm, it's going to take your entire arm off when she takes care of the thing. So that's, he asked her and that was her answer, and that's pretty much it. I would love to see a little bit more questioning around there, but I think they might be saving it for the next game, because he's saved, he's not dead. Like, we know how, because the mod saved him, but why, how, what's Dan gonna do down there alone? There's a lot of questions we have, but we probably won't have those answers for a couple of years, so I know that I can at least sleep for a few years safely until the next game, where Capcom is probably gonna kill him for real this time, kind of like what Naughty Dog did with whatever you call him, Joel, which I was really angry at that one. And one final thing I noticed, Capcom is a Japanese studio. Japan is known for their declining birth rates. So I thought about it. Would it be more logical now that we would see a bunch more Japanese girls named Diana? Or just more Dianas overall in the world? Might be interesting to see that. But that's gonna be it. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, thank you. If you didn't, let me know why so I can improve. Besides that, keep it safe and I'll see you next one. Bye bye.